Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here and ready to explore the timeless wisdom found in First Things First by Stephen R. Covey. This powerful book offers deep insights into time management, personal effectiveness, and how to prioritize what really matters in life. In this summary, we'll dive into the book's key takeaways, offering you a clear understanding of Covey's principles, which can help you live a life of purpose, focus, and fulfillment. Whether you're looking to get a better handle on your time, improve your work-life balance, or simply lead a more meaningful life, this summary will guide you through the core ideas of First Things First and how they can be applied to your everyday routine. So, let's get started with how Stephen Covey's approach to prioritization can transform the way you live, work, and interact with the world. The foundation of effective time management. In First Things First, Stephen Covey introduces the concept of prioritizing what truly matters in life. Unlike traditional time management, which often focuses solely on efficiency and checking tasks off a to-do list, Covey takes a more holistic approach. His philosophy goes beyond simply managing time. It's about focusing on the most important tasks that align with your values and long-term goals. Covey emphasizes that, while we all have the same 24 hours in a day, how we choose to use those hours can drastically shape the quality of our lives. The key is to focus on the tasks that contribute to our overall well-being and future success, rather than getting caught up in the daily rush of less important or trivial tasks. Covey invites us to ask ourselves deeper questions. What are the truly important things in my life? What are my values? Am I spending enough time on things that will truly make a difference, both for myself and others? These questions are central to the theme of First Things First. By aligning our actions with our values, we not only become more effective but also more fulfilled. The role of Quadrant 2 in time management. One of the key concepts Covey introduces is the idea of Quadrant 2. This quadrant is where we focus on things that are important but not urgent. It includes activities that help us grow personally, professionally, and spiritually, but they often don't have a pressing deadline. Covey explains that most people spend a significant portion of their time in Quadrant I, the urgent and important tasks, such as dealing with crises or handling emergencies. While these activities are necessary, they can be draining and leave little room for personal development or long-term goals. Quadrant 2, on the other hand, is where we can make the most significant investments in our lives. This quadrant is about proactively doing things like exercising, planning for the future, building relationships, and developing new skills. These activities are not urgent but are essential for creating a fulfilling life. By investing more time in Quadrant 2 activities, we create a life that is not just about reacting to urgent matters but about proactively shaping the future we want. Covey encourages us to take time for these activities, even though they may not feel pressing. The more we can prioritize them, the more we'll see long-term benefits. The power of prioritization. A major takeaway from First Things First is the importance of prioritization. Covey teaches us that in order to live effectively, we must recognize that not all tasks are created equal. There will always be a flood of demands on our time, but it's up to us to decide which ones align with our higher purpose and which ones can be delegated or let go. One way to approach prioritization is by using the 80-20th rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This principle states that roughly 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. Covey advises us to focus our energy on the tasks that give us the most return on our time, those that align with our values, goals, and what truly matters to us. In practice, this might look like cutting down on time spent on distractions, unnecessary meetings, or tasks that don't move you closer to your vision. Instead, you would spend more time on activities that contribute to your personal growth, relationships, or long-term aspirations. Putting first things first, how to live with purpose. A critical message in First Things First is the importance of living with intention and purpose. Covey urges readers to clearly define their personal mission and make sure their actions are aligned with it. This requires introspection and clarity about what is most important to you in life. Covey emphasizes the role of daily planning in staying aligned with your mission. Every day, we have choices about how we spend our time. By taking a few minutes each morning to plan out your day, you can ensure that your actions reflect your long-term goals. A key principle here is to identify your top priorities each day, ensuring that the most important tasks are tackled first. This can mean putting off distractions, saying no to things that don't serve your purpose, and resisting the urge to overcommit. Covey notes that this kind of intentionality requires discipline and effort, but the payoff is immense. Living with purpose also means having the courage to step away from things that don't serve you or bring you joy. It's about being mindful of your time and using it wisely. By setting clear priorities and taking focused action, you'll be more likely to live a life that aligns with your deepest values. The balance between production and production capacity. Another critical concept Covey introduces in First Things First is the idea of production and production capacity. This concept highlights the need to balance the immediate results we are striving for with the long-term capacity we need to maintain in order to achieve those results over time. Production refers to the tangible outcomes we want to achieve, be it in our career, relationships, health, or personal goals. However, focusing solely on production can lead to burnout and neglect of the factors that sustain long-term success, such as personal growth, relationships, and well-being. Production capacity, on the other hand, refers to the maintenance of the resources, skills, and energy needed to sustain long-term achievement. For example, it's important to take care of your health, nurture your relationships, and invest in your education. These are the foundations upon which your ability to produce results rests. Covey suggests that we often overemphasize production at the expense of production capacity. By taking time to recharge, develop our skills, and nurture our relationships, we ensure that we have the capacity to be more productive in the future. The importance of personal renewal. Tied to the idea of production and production capacity is the concept of personal renewal. Covey stresses the importance of taking time for self-care, reflection, and growth. Without regular renewal, we risk running on empty, feeling burned out, or losing sight of our long-term goals. Renewal is not just about physical rest, it also involves emotional, mental, and spiritual renewal. Covey suggests taking time regularly to reflect on your life, reconnect with your values, and ensure that you're on the right path. This process of renewal can help you stay energized, motivated, and focused on what truly matters. To maintain balance, Covey recommends engaging in activities that help replenish your energy and renew your spirit. This could involve spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, engaging in hobbies, or simply taking time off to rest. Personal renewal is essential for living a balanced, productive, and meaningful life. The role of relationships in living a fulfilling life. Throughout First Things First, Covey highlights the importance of relationships in living a meaningful and fulfilling life. He emphasizes that our connections with others are some of the most significant aspects of our existence. While we often focus on tasks, goals, and achievements, it's the relationships we nurture that truly enrich our lives. Covey encourages readers to be intentional in investing time and energy into relationships, whether with family, friends, colleagues, or others in our communities. Building strong, supportive relationships requires active listening, empathy, and care. By prioritizing relationships and investing in them, we build a foundation of support and love that enhances every other aspect of our lives. Conclusion: living a life aligned with your highest priorities. As we come to the end of this summary, it's clear that the essence of First Things First is about living intentionally and making choices that align with your highest values and goals. By focusing on what truly matters, whether it's personal growth, relationships, or long-term aspirations, you can create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Stephen Covey's teachings encourage us to step back from the daily hustle and reflect on what's most important in our lives. Through prioritization, planning, and personal renewal, we can live in a way that honors our deepest values and leads us toward lasting happiness and success. Thank you for taking the time to explore these ideas with me. I hope you found inspiration and clarity from First Things First and that it motivates you to align your daily actions with your highest priorities. If this summary resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Remember, by focusing on first things first, you can create a life that is both productive and meaningful.